Alright, we're live. Live on the road. So the quick topic today is the true use of pyramids. Hello, hello. Hello, conscious breathers, breath family, infinite beings alike. So I'm getting a few comments saying, hey, Sadhguru said this about pyramids, blah, blah, blah. Well, and I'm sure Robert Grant knows this as well. If you guys follow Robert Grant, definitely give him a follow if you don't. He's one of the few people that uncovered the Ark of the Covenant, which is actually an electrical device. See, if we can see that the Ark of the Covenant, and he proved that it was an electrical device. Just a mere fact, they had electricity back then. What? Before Tesla? What? Little do people know, Tesla got the idea for the Tesla coil from ancient India. When it comes to all his inventions, he said, I could care less about all my inventions. The main component that truly sparked the level of curiosity that heightened his awareness was understanding electrical magnetism. And that played a huge role in his life, especially if you want to definitely read the Book of Light. That is one of my favorite books to read in his own words with a close friend of his that made the book. But yeah, let's get back to the usage of pyramids. It's not for the dead. The dead came afterwards, after the pyramids became dormant. Back then, if you go further and further back and deeper into the ancient texts, they were describing how pyramids were beaming light. Pyramids hold so much energy, it wasn't a place to live in. No. You wouldn't want to be in it. It was an electrical system utilizing the water current from the bottom, creating that ripple upwards. And little do you know, if you go to Egypt yourself and you go inside the pyramids, you're actually not allowed to go in different parts. Some may even say lead to inner earth. Who knows, right? So many things that people don't know about the pyramid. It's not for the dead. The dead ideology and the dead knowledge came afterwards, after the pyramids became literally dormant, when all the pyramids in the world shut off. And I can only imagine the air quality that, just the mere fact that the pyramids was beaming energy. You know, this goes all the way back to the point in time where the trees were huge, big as mountains, before the cataclysmic floods, before the earthquakes, before the tectonic shifts, before the fall of man, quote unquote, before Jesus. Jeez, how far do you want to go? How far do you want to go? Pyramids go way back. Exactly, Orgone energy conductors. That's exactly what it was. Because think about it. What are pyramids made out of? They also utilize the energy of the water current from the bottom. You go to any pyramid in the world, in terms of Mayan pyramids, Egyptian pyramids, even Indian pyramids. Are you kidding me? Yes, India has quite amount of pyramids. Did you see how Robert Grant is having an expedition to the pyramid? Yeah. I think he actually lives in Florida. He's a close friend. He's a friend of so my friend is close with him. Let's put it like that. She's very close with him, and we have conversations about this a little bit. So yeah, pyramids were not made for the dead. They were made to be energy conductors, if anything. Exactly. Grand Canyon has pyramids. You don't see any mummies in Grand Canyon, do you? Does anybody want to come on live and talk about the pyramids? Jen's over here buying art supplies and stuff, so decided to just chill out. The Great Pyramid of Egypt survived the Great Flood of Noah. Exactly. Mentioned in the Sumerian tablets. Again, how far do you want to go? This is even before pharaohs. Are you kidding? People were beyond the material aspect of things. Before pharaohs themselves start collecting gold, ripping the crystals from the ground. They were so in tune when the pyramids were alive that they utilized the crystals in the ground to reconstruct their water. They didn't rip it out the ground and wear it all over themselves like we do now. But yeah, pyramids underwater in the Gulf of Mexico. Exactly. Keep on sharing, guys. I'd love to just read it out and just share more knowledge about the pyramids, because it's not made for the dead. It's actually made for the living, actually, because the mere fact that here's my little theory about this too. The mere fact that it was beaming energy in the air, in the atmosphere, you could only imagine how much negative ions is in the air to just breathe. And it probably was easier to be quote unquote breatharian back then than it is now. Energy conductors for the living damn. Yeah. Literally energy conductors. Anybody want to hop on here live and share their experiments with pyramids, or just their knowledge with pyramids? It's a beautiful day here in Miami. Thank you guys for hopping on and sharing the breath in this moment. Can you please repeat the name of the Tesla book you mentioned? The Wall of Light. Let me see if I can type it in here and then I'll pin it. The Wall of Light. I'm really close. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna actually do an audiobook for The Wall of Light. And I'm gonna have subliminal breathwork in there. And the whole time, there it is, pin comment. It's going to be 369, 369, 369, 369. Just to honor Tesla as well. And many people can say many things about Tesla, saying, oh, he's a Mason, he's a whatever, he didn't really exist, all this stuff. But beyond that, he could care less about his inventions. It was the energy cultivation, one. He even talked about singular intention, that's one. And he also understood, in terms of communication, sure, he predicted the cell phone, but he was thinking way beyond that. He was talking about utilizing air technology in the sense where you can communicate without any physical device. That's where his mind was. It was beyond the physical. To be honest, I feel like he also did the physical stuff because he also needed the money. You know how many times Tesla became a millionaire and then went broke because he used most of his money to just invent, and just create. So many times. What's the pyramid that you're wearing on your head? So this pyramid is very different. It's not just metal plated. It's actually orgone plated. And if you guys don't know what orgone is, definitely look up William Reich. He was a pioneer in orgone energy. And orgone energy itself, it's literally chi, prana, ki, however you describe energy. It's literally, that's what it is. It's just a component. And what he did is he created a box where he had different elements of natural material to harness orgone energy. And then he would put people inside the box and heal people utilizing it. And I'll tell you a quick story with this. So this is actually orgone plated. And what they do is they dust crystal and different types of crystals, such as citrine, quartz, amethyst. They make it into dust and then they powder the metal, whether that be, some of them are made with titanium, some of them are made with steel. They powder it and then they ionize the gold and then they melt it onto the metal. So if I were to put this under GDB imaging, and I found a place in Miami actually, I'm gonna do this. So what they did, if you put this on a GV imaging, you'll still probably see the electrons continuously flow, because I definitely know this is orgone plated, because I wear tensor rings. Even before I got this, I would wear lots of tensor rings, and I could feel the energy from tensor rings, so I know it's real. I know it's very healing. And versus any other pyramid I wore pyramids. I tried out pyramids before even touching Paradigm, similar to this, and I know for a fact it's orgone plated, because I can definitely feel more of it on my head than all the other pyramids that I've worn before. So Dr. Fred Bell, who is the creator of the pyramid that you see here, goes into a room, and the daughter of William Reich, the orgone founder, so to speak, literally looked at the pyramid and said orgone plated. She knew immediately that was orgone plated. So that goes to show. May you save this live. My phone is about to die. Yeah, I'm gonna save this live. And within the breath library, you're gonna see how we utilize the basis of utilizing pyramid energy and utilizing that for sleep, even without physical pyramid. Even before I got physical pyramids, I kid you not, I would always walk around and imagine pyramid energy around me, until the mere fact, hey, I'm now working with a pyramid company. I have a pyramid company in India that outsources pyramids all over the world. So if you guys are ever interested in 8 feet pyramids, let me know. I'm only selling 8 feet for now. You can also check out the website if you want to buy one. Link is in my bio. Yeah, but even before physically having them, they were always in the astral. They were always mentally with me. It went from light density to density, quote unquote, till every day. Now I see them. I sleep under a pyramid. So every day, it's a pyramid party. Yeah, so that is the true origin of pyramids. It's not made for the dead, it's made for the living. And again, definitely check out Robert Grant. It's a beautiful, beautiful human being. Yeah, he's a beautiful human being. Yeah, pyramid party, exactly. So it really doesn't make sense when someone says the pyramids were made for the dead, when you can try this out yourself. You can cut out a paper pyramid and put it on fruit, and just the mere fact that it's going to be alive a lot longer than someone. Sorry, someone's calling me. It's going to be alive a lot longer than a fruit that doesn't have it. Tells you that it's for the living, it's not for the dead. The fruit is still alive, right? The fruit didn't die, and then you put the pyramid on there, and it's still it comes back to life, or it has more electrons or anything like that. No, pyramids were made for the living. And why is that? Sacred geometry. If we look at the basis of your cells, little do people know it actually has a pyramid formation when different cells communicate. So does anybody want to hop on here live? This was a great little topic. Hey, Fatan. You got some breath family in the house. By the way, sorry for the delay, but Breath Library will be available. If you're in Breath Family, Breath Library will be available later on in the day. There's still videos being uploaded, so bear with me on that. And if you're in Breath Family, we're going to take a vote on when we are going to have our first lecture within breath consciousness. And it's going to be like a lecture / mini session. So that's going to be deep. My grandpa has been making stone pyramids for years as a hobby. I would love to see the pyramids. So here's a great tip. Something you can implement in your meditations. And wait till that plane flies by. He was a physics professor. Oh man, physics, out of all the sciences, physics professors, and I actually have, in terms of scientific clients, I don't like to say clients, or people in breath family that are quote unquote scientists, most of them are actually physicists, because they understand, and they're not going to they're not gonna debate you on energy being woo-woo or anything. They understand how sacred geometry works, because it's really our bodies. So something to implement in your meditation, and I'm gonna read your comments soon. Something to implement in your meditation or breath practice or whatever it is. Many times we say, hey, we want to go to this place and feel the energy, so to speak. We want to go to that place and feel the energy. We want to go to this place and feel the vortex or whatever. The vortex is traveling all throughout the earth. It's not stagnant in one place. It's echoing. And you can tap into that echo. Before you go into your meditation, whether you want to watch a little video of that specific place you really want to go to, so to speak, and this helps with travel manifestations. I've heard some interesting stories when it comes to utilizing this aspect of thinking. And just look at the place, or have this place in mind, and then go into your meditation and be consistent with it. And you'd be surprised. You never know. Maybe an opportunity might spark up. Be a friend of a friend comes to you like, hey, I have another ticket to go to this place, blah, blah, blah. But regardless, you are going to be drawing in that energy. You're going to be drawing in that energy because it's not stagnant. It's always echoing. There's even places, if you zoom out on certain parts of the earth, where you see sound chambers, like a little sound echo from the earth. That's how you know the earth is alive. All right. So just by you thinking of the place, you're harmonizing with that energy already. Why do you think I wear pyramids all the time? Thank you all for sharing the breath. Peace.
When I started the breathwork with you, and in that period, it was almost like I was, starting to get, like, everything was just like, woo, kind of increasing, and like my whole energy levels and everything. And there was like all this like bliss most of the time. And of course, I also had little dips, but then now it feels more like I'm kind of in this healing stage of like constantly crying and purging and like just releasing a lot. And yeah, and what else? Like, definitely I'm definitely, like, I was reflecting this morning on like comparing to like 3 months ago. Like, I'm constantly like checking my breath, the way I'm breathing, like just throughout the day. And even though sometimes, I don't do like a full breathwork session, I'm still always kind of like checking in with myself. So I was like, yeah, okay, at least I got that. And then
the mental breath work that we talked about.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's kind of something that I don't really need to remind myself for anymore. And I definitely feel like I have become a lot more aware of myself, and like of other situations, and like and like my body, and if I think of it, like, I have already, like, the whole like my sense of like appetite for food is definitely like, decreased a lot. Like I just think I'm probably just too like I know like I'm just too harsh on myself. Like I wanted to like, yeah, I'm gonna change like this, you know. And then if I don't change as fast as I want it to happen, then yeah, you know, I think that, oh, I don't have enough discipline or whatever. But then if I actually look back, I'm like, oh, yeah, it's, yeah, I'm still like improving, or like improving in the sense of like, I do feel like I am becoming like more and more like myself in a way. Like, yeah.
That's like what you were I like how you said that, because you know many people who are into the fasting world and you know have problems with cravings and binge eating, they some of them do breath work, but none of them real the people at least who come to me, because they don't really dive too much in the parasympathetic, which is what we did for the last 3 months. And I'm happy you're finally seeing the benefits of that, rather than stimulation, holding the breath, and all these different things, because that's what, in hindsight, people can't realize that you're actually addicted to certain breath patterns. It's so subtle, but that's what you're really addicted to. Even though we may look at TV and all this type of stuff as, oh, that's stimulation too, but you don't realize that you're actually addicted to the external world affecting your internal world, rather than giving more power to your internal world, rather than letting the external world affect you. And that's why people say, hey, I've tried breath work on fasting and it's not really helping, blah, blah, blah. Well, have you really tapped deep into the parasympathetic, rather than simulation after simulation after simulation? And that's what we did the last 3 months. And you can see for yourself how different it really is, right?
Yeah. It's like this. It's very subtle, and I guess you know, I feel, probably like the longer, of course, like you know, I just keep on going, like I'll more and more like see the effects. But it's because we're all so used to like we want this like you know, if it's not the magic pill, or that, then it's like
instant gratification.
Breath work. It's the magic breathwork technique that will, you know, just like poof all your problems. Like that doesn't work.
Exactly. It's a process. That's the point of alchemy. It's a system. It's not a technique. It's how am I implementing these little things, utilizing Einstein's compound effect into my everyday life, rather than just a sit down session. Because you know when you're going back and forth to uni, you see how you're utilizing the breathing technique, so the stresses of uni isn't too much hard on you. And you can feel the difference.
And what you also said with like how we're so used to like you know, or like we think the external world affects the internal, and like that opposition. And you know how I was talking to you about my like struggle with university, because it's like so feels like so like not in alignment with me, like the whole system, right? And I've been going through like, you know, like a lot of like contemplation. Okay, what should I do? And like really only in the last couple of days, or like probably a week ago or something, I was like, okay, like this doesn't make sense, like for me to put so much energy into this, because I would go to uni and then I would be driving home crying because I was like, I don't want to do this, you know, like this can't be like the way I'm putting my energy at, like deciding to like lose my energy and in like to this situation or institution or whatever it is, doesn't make sense, because at the end of the day, like no, in a way, like no matter where I am, like I should be able to, you know, like stay peaceful within myself. Like it doesn't, you know, and it was this like whole process that I was like, okay, I understand that intellectually it's not actually the university that's making me feel like this. And then I had like a long conversation with my mother, and like all sorts of things kind of like happened. And And yesterday I was at university, and we had to do this assignment, and I just like sat down and just like, and I was like in an instant flow. And yesterday I did only urine, and I had some dandy tea, so like, so I was fasting all day long, and I just like 6 hours I was just sitting there and like smashing this assignment out. And I was like, where's this even coming from? Like, it was so weird. And it was like, because I knew, because I could see how like I was at the institution, like all my energy was like, this is bad, like what you're teaching us is bullshit, da, da, da. So I had all this resistance. So I was like, in a way, making it harder for myself. But I still didn't feel this like big yes that I should stop it, because I still see the value of what I'll be getting, when I actually have the osteopathy certification, what I can actually do with that. Like, it will open me a lot of doors. And then when I have that allowance in a way to work on that level, like that's when I can incorporate, breath work, and I can incorporate fasting with patience, whereas now I know at this stage, like, you